Wow. All right, let's check our audio on stream. All right, it checks good. All right, welcome back, everybody. Death Stranding, Road to Death Stranding 2. We are continuing on. Light is going to be all from the TV. No extras for me. I've got Lara Croft covered in plastic right now. Sorry, Laura. Alright, let's get some AC going. It is warm. It is warm. Alright, welcome, DriedMoss here on our continuation of our Road to Death Stranding 2. I need to play a little bit more of this. I'll be playing this a ton tomorrow to kind of make a little bit more headway towards the end of this game, because we want to be able to finish this within the next, let's see, coming out on the 26th, so that's a little over a week, but I'm going to say like a day, because on the 25th, probably late at night, is when we're going to get the release. So, let's get our database up, let's get our chat popped out, and let's get this into theater mode, drop that, get chat into live, and then we'll bring up our Excel database for taking notes within Death Stranding, because we like to take us some notes. Alright. Okay. Alright, our mission was Destination Capital Knot, Rare Metal Delivery Distribution Center west of Capital Knot. Alright, so we are making our way over there. So we put this up here, and then we're taking it off, I think, because that was part of our mission. Gosh, did I not save very well? Alright, let's open up the structure menu. Let's go ahead and dismantle that structure. Walk away and go the rest of the way. Because I think I'm delivering all the stuff that I've currently got in there. Let's actually take a look at it, because I might have lost track of. Rare materials. This is all distribution center west of Capital Knot. Yeah, that's where we're at, right? Going down here. Go ahead and zoom in. Way station, distribution center. Down there. Okay, cool. I think we're on track. I think we'll play until we at least get to the next location. So we're going to be going to the distribution center. From the distribution center, I think we go up into the wind farm, and then from the wind farm we go back to. We make our way all the way to. Port Knot City, and then from Port Knot we have our first battle with the big BT boss whale looking thing, and then we should be meeting up with Fragile for that lift. Alright, so I'm going to be getting some pings probably from those dudes over there. I think that might also be one of the missions. I have to go over there and get some material back. But we are not going to stop until we get to the next location. I think that'll be a good stopping point once we make it there. And then we'll do a good number of hours tomorrow morning. Maybe. Maybe. I did get Cyberpunk 2077 on a Nintendo Switch 2. I made a previous stream with Cyberpunk 2077. Did not think I was going to get myself a Switch 2, but found one for sale. They had them in stock at the local Best Buy, so I was able to pick one up, and I got Cyberpunk 2077 on the Nintendo Switch 2. It was supposed to arrive today, but I did some personal travel up to Oklahoma, and while I was in Oklahoma I had some board games shipped to me out there, purchased on Amazon, and I changed the shipping address there. Didn't notice it when I ordered the physical copy of Cyberpunk 2077 on the Switch 2, and it shipped to Oklahoma.
Heads up, Sam. Your cargo's been pinged.
Alright, so they're gonna go over there. I can climb up here, I think. Nope. Let's see. I think I might be in trouble here. Oh, there we got a good spot. Let's jump up here. Let's keep their line of sight off of me. Excuse me. He's going towards the last ping location. Those guys are coming as well. Hopefully, we can keep out of sight. We don't want to get too much in the way of we're gonna have to go through some BTs anyway over here. No need to get in the way of the mules. I like how he jumps up and...
Mules gave you trouble, huh? Good thing it was raining. Even they know better than to mess with BTs.
So we still need hermetic grenades in order to have a good transition up over the hill on our way beyond the wind farm and further to the west so we can get to Port Knot. But there's a narrow bottleneck concentration of BTs. So we're going to want to make our way through there with some hermetic grenades. It's going to be the only weapons that I have. I won't have semi-automatic, full automatic weapons until later on. Coming up on the car graveyard, and this is where I'm going to bump into those BTs. But we're going to avoid them at all costs. Oh, get your balance. Alright, let's go ahead and open up the canteen, drink that. Alright, we should get the Odra deck to pop up here soon. If we go ahead and crouch down here. Excuse me. Let's get a quick ping here where they're at. Got one there. I think what happened is I messed this up, right? That's where I ended the stream last time. Because I was trying to run away from them. And I ended up mucking up the escape. And I tried to jump through the water. And I ended up losing stamina. And I think, I was like, that's a good trigger point to end. We should be good going this way, maybe?
Sam, it looks like one of your containers has been compromised. No need to panic. As long as you don't drop it, the contents shouldn't sustain any damage. And if the cargo itself is okay,
Alright, we need to find the
won't be affected.
narrowest
Just
point.
Take a little extra care from here on out, and you'll be fine. Good luck.
Yeah, I don't think I can get across here. Like, I'll run out of energy. Let's see what we can do. No. No, don't fall, don't fall. Ooh, I just barely made that one. Alright, so we're gonna move over this way. Probably gonna be one straight ahead of me. Just gonna follow the Odredex information. Excuse me. Alright, we are in the clear.
Something wrong, Sam?
I don't know. Kid doesn't look so hot.
Nothing to worry about. Its functions are temporarily suspended, but they can be restored. I can perform the necessary maintenance at a distribution center. Hurry, though.
Have you beat this before?
What's up, all the wise? I have beat it before. Thanks for coming in and saying hi and chatting. I've beat it twice, and I played once on the PlayStation 4 Pro around, I think it was 2020, 2021 when it released. So yes, this is my kind of road to Death Stranding 2, which is launching in 8 days. So I'm replaying. I haven't played through the director's cut, though.
It's called autotoxemia. If your BB's not performing to spec, drop by your private room and see if the incubator helps.
How about you? Have you played through all of Death Stranding? Yeah, it looks good on the PlayStation 5. I'm looking forward to Death Stranding 2. It is gonna be awesome.
One of the only Kojima games I haven't played. Didn't grab me at all, but I kinda want to play it now.
Yeah, Kojima's storytelling capability feels the same. It sounds like you said the only Kojima game you haven't played, so Zone of Enders you've probably played. Metal Gear Solid games you've probably played. It feels very Kojima in his storytelling. He gives time to the characters. It's very different. I mean, obviously he came out of Konami, he left there, had to start up a new company, had to find an engine, which the guys that made Horizon Zero Dawn gave him for free, the engine that runs that game. And I think he did pretty well for his first try. It's a very simple Zen-like game. It is a delivery game. It is not a walking simulator, but there's so much of Kojima in it. Like, if Solid Snake was to be a delivery guy, this is what it would look like. But storytelling, the cutscenes, the little bits of detail that he puts into way, you know, the character moves around, how he interacts with enemies. like the on-site procurement, I guess, from the Metal Gear Solid series that you're probably familiar with.
Thank you.
Just the technical attention to detail. It just permeates. Like Hideo Kojima is all over this game, and it feels like a Hideo Kojima game.
Decontaminating suit. Rest is advised.
Yeah, but thank you for the question. I appreciate you taking the time to say something and share your experience with the game. I'm all about talking. I don't want to spoil anything for you, and obviously, as you watch this, you will get spoilers. Because story twists are all about Kojima. Is what Kojima is all about. But if you have any questions, feel free to jump in, jump out. I know your time is probably the most valuable resource you have, so I appreciate you coming by and spending a little bit of it to say hi. Let's make the delivery. Deliver requested cargo. Hideo's really gotten into the Hollywood side of his storytelling. I mean, obviously you got Norman Reedus and a bunch of other actors and actresses.
Told me all about you. Sam Bridges.
Well known.
With the second expedition, right? The guy expanding the chiral network on his lonesome. When he's not out making deliveries. So what'd you bring us? Let's see it. Talk about above and beyond. Thanks. Must have had to pass through BT territory to get here too, didn't you? They weren't joking when they said you were a legend.
Yeah, sorry for the lighting. All my lighting is coming from the TV, and I had a red light or multicolored light that was behind me that it's gone out, and I need to fix it and replace it. I guess I could turn on some lights outside this room and let it bleed into here. I'm changing the overhead lights in this room, so... But the lighting's not too bad. I just call it ambient lighting for the game. Whatever's going on in the game is how it illuminates my room.
It's time. Do you mind connecting us to the network?
I have to plug in the controller. Power is the ability of my PlayStation 5 controllers at this point. They lasted about 5 years. What was the PlayStation 5 release date? Like 2020? And 2021? I forget. But I almost always have to have my PlayStation 5 controllers plugged in, otherwise they do not keep a charge.
Sam, as always, thanks for bringing more folks into the UCA.
You bet. My pleasure. Da, 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 da. Mules and drone syndrome bridge babies. Timefall. New data acquired. For some reason, I feel like the first time I played through this game, all the interviews were voiced, but they are not.
Materials you brought for our chiral printer. We can produce supplies for you here as needed.
Guess I can free Laura Croft here from her
Returning the favor.
bag of
Head
protection.
west and keep on doing what you do.
Good. The distro center is on the network.
Sam, do me a favor. Take your BB to a private room and connect it to the incubator. Good work.
Good work. Thank you. Alright, so let's check here real quick. I don't think they're going to give me any sort of... Still essentially a tutorial. Yeah, punch the air.
Your work is greatly appreciated.
Darkness.
Dead man, you there? Little help?
Okay, Sam. Remove the pod and connect it to that incubator.
It's in.
Good. A temporary excessive stress. Easily addressed if we return it to its mother's womb.
Mother?
Located in the capital Knot City ICU. Brain dead, of course.
You mean still mother?
Correct. A still mother's womb facilitates a connection between the world of the dead and the BB. And you, in turn, connect yourself to a BB, granting you the ability to sense BTs. These pods were designed to simulate the conditions inside a still mother's womb. BBs need to believe they're in one at all times to function properly. However, we can only maintain this deception for so long, which is why we must periodically update the environmental data by synchronizing it with a still mother via the chiral network. There. The update is in progress. Right now, the pod is synchronizing with the still mother in capital Knot City and reconfiguring its settings based on the latest data. Returning your BB to the womb in this manner will temporarily reduce its stress levels. That being where it technically belongs, of course.
Kid looks happy.
I'll try adjusting the oxytocin dosage. Autotoxemia should set in much slower from now on. You should remember that BBs are just equipment. Try not to get attached. Each one has been physically removed from its still mother's womb. A process that renders them unpredictable and prone to failure. No BB on record has remained in service for over a year. It may need to be retired before this expedition is over.
And then? You saying there's no way to keep my BB alive?
You must understand, there is still a great deal we don't know about BBs. As we expand the chiral network and recover more past data, perhaps we'll find our answers. Oh, right. You asked me to look into why the BTs might be reacting to your blood. I spoke with Hartman. We should have your results soon. Anyway, get some rest. You and your BB are both exhausted. Good night, Sam.
Good night.
Not sure how old you are, but I'm a 44-year-old gamer, been gaming my whole life. I'm finding it harder and harder to finish story games, which I...
Let me read this. I'm 46. Not sure how old you are. I've been a 44-year-old gamer. Been gaming my whole life. I'm finding it harder and harder to finish story games, which I love. I usually jump on and play quick match games now. You know, I just retired from 26 years in the Navy, and now I have more time to devote. Sometimes I'd play these games while I was deployed on the ship if I had time, or if we pull into port and I was on watch or duty, so I would play these games. But yeah, I do prefer a narrative game over like competitive match games.
Still not under guard.
From time to time I'll play a competitive game called Dead by Daylight, and that's the only one I like playing. I'm missing out on games like Overwatch, and I don't play Call of Duty. I've played a little bit of it, and I know the draw for those kinds of games because you can get quick in, match out. But I prefer my narrative games. Like Cyberpunk 2077 right now is my top game of all time. I've put so many hours into that game.
No one's having children anymore. But humans aren't made for living alone. They're supposed to come together, to help one another. And if we as a people can't do that, if we can't reconnect, then...
I'd be interested to know what other narrative games you play, since you like Hideo Kojima games.
I have Cyberpunk wrapped in the plastic still. Lol.
No, please go play Cyberpunk. It is so good. And like, Cyberpunk 2077 had a horrible launch. They should not have launched it on a PlayStation 4 standard. It worked on a PlayStation 4 Pro. I had no issues when Cyberpunk 2077 launched. I didn't have any bugs. It didn't mess with my PlayStation 4 Pro. It was PlayStation 4 and Xbox Ones. Not the Xbox One X, but the Xbox Ones. They were poorly optimized. But I just got a Nintendo Switch 2, and it's supposed to run really well. I haven't tried it out yet. It's supposed to be delivering. But please, if you have a chance, jump into Cyberpunk and take your time. Meander through that city. That city has so much environmental storytelling. The storytelling is superb. It's the Witcher guys making this, and their storytelling was great. The city in and of itself is the best part of Cyberpunk 2077. I'm always going to advocate for it. I have a bias for it. It's got its flaws. All games do. This game does. Witcher still has flaws. Witcher 3 still has flaws to this day. Every game has its flaws. It's the gamer's ability, technical and otherwise, storytelling. But yeah, I can't advocate enough for Cyberpunk. I wish it was an online game. I would love to play with the community. I would play endlessly. I would come home and jump into an online Cyberpunk 2077 just to hang out in Night City with friends would be pretty cool. And I hope the next Cyberpunk game, which is Cyberpunk Orion, I really hope that that's an online component to it.
But at least we'll have hope. I'll be waiting, Sam.
On the beach.
Waiting for you. Come and find me.
I have Cyberpunk 2077 on every known platform except for the Steam Deck. I've bought that game multiple times.
Hello, Sam. This is Hartman. Since you're awake, it might behoove you to freshen up. To that end,
I actually have
take a shower.
a board game,
It's good for the body
multiple
and soul,
board games of Cyberpunk
and
2077.
also my research as it happens.
Love the comics, love the anime, love Edge Runners. I want to play more of the RPG. I've played 1 or 2 sessions with friends, but I can never keep, connected to RPG players.
Been playing Mario Kart like crazy.
Like Mario Kart World, so you have a Switch too? I've dabbled a little bit in it, and it looks beautiful. So if you're talking about the Switch 2 as well, Mario Kart World was... I got a bundle for the Switch 2, and it was a digital download, which... When I grew up with video games, a bundled game, you had the physical game. And the Switch 2 has a weird... Not all the data is on the card. The card is just sort of a pass or a license to play. You still have to download the majority of the game. So everything's not on the disc or the cartridge, the memory card. It's supposed to be that way with the Cyberpunk 2077 video game on Switch, though. Everything's supposed to be on the card.
For a while now. Sucks.
Yeah. But, I mean, what's really the difference for me, I guess, is you're buying the physical product, but the whole product's not really there. But I've been buying digital games for a decade now, or a little less than a decade. I used to always line up in front of GameStop, midnight, release.
Give Cyberpunk a
Like
go.
it's, yeah.
Yeah, Cyberpunk is too big for the cartridge.
Yeah, they said, again, I haven't seen it, but they said Cyberpunk is all on that one disc. At least they said that in the Answered or the Cyberpunk Red, the live streams. They said everything's on the cartridge. But I wanted to get the physical copy of the Nintendo Switch 2 version because you get physical stickers in there. That comes with something other than a big box with an emptiness. Like there's only 1/6 of the the case really filled with anything. All right, I need to use. I thought I was supposed to use the shower. Did I already use the shower? Let's use the restroom. Yeah, I already used the shower. Yes, I did. Mandatory shower.
Instruction booklet in my games.
Yeah! I miss strategy guides. They used to have strategy guides for just about every single game, and now it's rare to get a strategy guide for a game. So when they come out and I enjoy playing the game, I'll go buy the strategy guide because it's a nice coffee table thing. I'll put it on the coffee table, and it'll just be there to, I'm calling it a coffee table, but, break the ice kind of thing if I ever have friends over and they also play games. It's nice just to kind of thumb through it as well. Yeah, please, I highly recommend. I can't recommend enough. I can talk for hours. And I've been doing a lot of streams of Cyberpunk 2077. I call this the road to Death Stranding 2. I'm playing Cyberpunk 2077 ongoing as a road to Orion, which is the code name for the next Cyberpunk game. And I love talking about that game. I can't get enough of it. And I'll keep playing it. I think we're going to get the next Cyberpunk in 2030. Yeah, I can't talk enough about it. I love that game to death. I don't know why I just skipped that scene. Darn it.
Sorry to bother you while you're taking a break, but I figured you'd want to hear this. Hell, maybe it'll help you rest easier. We received a number of messages addressed to you. I've not taken a look myself, but I gather they're mostly from your clients. You should see if they contain any useful information. Mail can be accessed via your cufflinks, as well as the terminal in your private room. There's something else I'd like to share with you. With the Chiral Network, we now have the power to reclaim our past. Data once thought lost forever from every corner of America can be pieced back together from fragmented records. Our archives are still a work in progress, of course. But as we expand the network and integrate more way stations and cities, we'll be able to recover more and more information, such as the previous expedition's logs and reports. Everything they sent back was lost when Central Knot City was destroyed. Now we've managed to restore some already, in fact. You can access them from a private room terminal or your cufflinks by selecting Archives. Might make for interesting reading.
Alright, interviews, bridge babies, and timefall. I guess I could read one of these. Not very many people are going to care about hearing this. All right, title is Timefall. Who sent it? Who wrote it? Hartman. When? 3 years ago. Where? Bridge Headquarter Lab. Timefall was first recorded when the Death Stranding occurred. And despite all the years that have passed since then, we are no closer to understanding how or why it accelerates the passage of time for the objects and organisms it touches, or why it immediately turns to ordinary water having done so. Some researchers have gone as far as to posit this process as stealing time. As for why timefall is observed only in certain places, all that we know for certain is that it is somehow affected by local chiral concentrations. This is merely a hunch, but sometimes something in me suspects that the Death Stranding may have warped our perception of the passage of time. Not that it's necessarily a bad thing, you understand. We humans can conceive of our own deaths and even of the possibility of a place beyond death. Yes. That seems like a weird sentence. We humans can conceive of our own deaths and even the possibility of a place beyond death? Yes. We have the capacity to conceptualize the future, an evolutionary advantage which aided our development as a species. Well, what if Timefall has given us a new supercharged vision of this essential ability? One that would take us to the next stage of our evolution. Why is there a question mark? Well, what if Timefall has given us a new supercharged vision of this essential ability? One that will take us to the next stage of our evolution? Perhaps we wouldn't need to hole ourselves up in the Knot Cities. Perhaps in time, the Death Stranding will come to be seen as the phenomenon that saved our species. Exciting thoughts. I'm sure you'll agree. I, for one, can't wait to set out on our journey. Who knows what awaits us? That is Timefall. Interviews, logs, and data. All right, manual. There's going to be a lot of tips and tricks. I'm just going to scan down through them all so that whenever I get a new one, a lot of this stuff is tutorial. If you ever have questions on what it is that you need to be doing each and every single time you come into the game, that's what your tips are for. Mail. This is good stuff to read. I wish this was voiced. But one of the important things are that in these messages, sometimes there's missions that you can find, and they'll tell you where you can go to find particular things. It's good to like jump in here as well because they give you a thumbs up for reading the email. But at least kind of get them out of the way so that when you do have new stuff, you know that it is new. All right. Excuse me for my coughing. I don't know where it's coming from. Whew. Okay. Moving on up. All right, let's check over here.
Sam, we've received a distress call from the distro center staff. Check the order on the delivery terminal as soon as you're ready.
Thank you. All right. Examine the weapon rack. They'll probably talk about something. Let's go over here and look. We don't need to take a shower. Don't need to use the sink. Back over here. Let's go ahead and leave the room. I love these Mad Mikkelsen cutscenes.
This isn't what we agreed on. You said you do everything in your power to save BB.
We are. But we cannot release your son just yet. Believe me when I tell you it's for the best.
This woman in the mask who's done nothing but lie to me.
Sam, there's something I forgot to tell you. It's about managing your BB stress levels and reducing the risk of autotoxemic attacks. There are a few things you can do if your BB starts showing signs of distress.
Such as?
Such as take a moment to look after it. Cradle the pod, gently rock it, that sort of thing.
Out of curiosity, how's it doing at the moment?
Before I answer that,
Something wrong?
when I hook up my BB, I see things.
What kind of things?
Like a face, someone I don't know, calling to me. There's this room, too, with other people talking, but I can't make out the words.
Bleed-through effect. Didn't I warn you about this? You're mistaking the BB's memories for your own. They're false flashbacks, nothing more. Let me explain. A BB is harvested from its steel mother at around 28 weeks and placed in a pod. To be clear, this is before it's even born. The procedure halts its development. But even at 28 weeks, its sensory systems have matured enough to process external stimuli. It is more than capable of encoding this information into memories, which can bleed into yours via your
Sorry, I
connection.
should mute my mic when I'm
So
coughing
who's the
like that.
man I saw?
Someone from the medical team, maybe? Or a BB technician? Does it matter? The BB has been in circulation for a while now. It's been handled by a lot of people. How should I know which one made an impression?
'Cause you're the expert.
No one's an expert, Sam. BBs were developed decades ago in secret. They're your quintessential black boxes. We may use them, but we don't truly understand them. Believe me, I've been trying to learn more, but almost all of the old records are gone. If I find anything out, I'll tell you, all right? Dead man's honor.
Alright, let's pick up some orders.
While you're resting, I ran some network diagnostics. Beryllium monitoring and holographic systems are nominal. Unfortunately, our printer is offline. I know, after all the trouble you went through to bring us those materials. This one's on us. We ordered a part a while back, but it never arrived. The printer needs it to communicate with the chiral network. Mules must have snatched it, caught that porter en route or something. If I'm right, they'll have taken it to their drop site, which is smack dab in the middle of their territory. Don't suppose you'd be up for stealing us our property back? Can't think of anyone more qualified than you.
I will definitely steal it back. Alright, so we want to collect crystals. Let's get the briefing.
Sam, the area around that distro center has produced a significant quantity of chiral crystals. Matter of fact,
have you tried out the Zelda games with the Switch 2 update? Unreal how much better that game runs.
Including equipment fabrication. Bottom line, they're a valuable resource and
Be right
one
with you.
you'll want to make the most of. I'll let Hartman explain in more detail, but chiral crystals don't exactly grow on trees.
Yes, short answer is yes.
You should go out of your way to gather them, especially since folks with dooms are the only ones that can, provided they have the necessary equipment, that is. I'll see that it's added to your supplies for this order.
Sam, it's Hartman. Following the discovery of the beach, we not only began to observe heretofore unseen phenomena, but a new type of matter, chiralium. I say new, but it has doubtlessly existed since the dawn of the universe. We believe it was always there, like dark matter and certain particles, ever present, yet overlooked because we lacked the capacity to see it. Chiralium appears to be unbound by the constraints of physics as we understand them. It can stop time or move contrary to it. On occasion, it even defies gravity. In practical terms, it can stop or even reverse time and causes objects to float. A special cylindrical case is required to collect and store it. Suffice it to say, the procurement of samples is vital to our ongoing research.
Okay, so yes, I have gotten the update. Okay, full disclosure, I have not beaten Breath of the Wild nor Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't even started Tears of the Kingdom. Shame on me. It is a great game. I absolutely love what I have played so far in Breath of the Wild. I did do the $9.99 upgrade for the game. And yes, it already feels so much smoother. Resolution, frame rates, loading times. Not that there were really ever any loading times, but things just don't seem to pop as much, like the pop in of geometry. I seem like I noticed it more in the Nintendo Switch 1's version, but yes, just feels better to play. And obviously the Nintendo Switch 2 is bigger.
Cyberpunk. Can't talk enough about Breath and Tears.
Yeah, I have no idea. I love the Zelda series, grew up with Zelda, you know. I probably haven't played the first Zelda. I have all the mobile games. I still have my um, Nintendo Game Boy Color Zelda games. I have so many Zelda games, and I've played a lot of Zelda. For some reason, Breath of the Wild I haven't finished. I don't know why. The only thing I can make an excuse out of is when I got the Nintendo Switch, I think I had a bunch of other games that I was just playing, so other games got in the way. So I don't know why I haven't finished it, but I need to. And now I have a Switch 2. Now's the time to get in there and play that thing. It's just, I think primarily for me, I I don't know what excuse I have. I don't even know why I'm trying to find one. I'm stupid. I'm just going to say I'm stupid for not finishing. Dumb. DriedMoss is dumb for not finishing Breath of the Wild and getting into Tears of the Kingdom. But yes, it looks really good on the Switch 2. I have my Switch 2 somewhere. Unless somebody asks me, I'm not going to grab it and show it. But yeah, I've enjoyed so far what I've seen. I haven't gotten my copy of Cyberpunk on the Nintendo Switch 2. I'm looking forward to trying it because it's got different ways that you can interact with the game. Touchscreen, like zooming. You can use obviously the Joy-Cons as a mouse. I'd like to try all the different ways that I can play Cyberpunk on the Switch. Like even just aiming on the console and the finite, the gyro sensors that are in there, you can get a finer tuned aim. But my game that I'm looking forward to the most for my Switch 2 is Metroid Prime 4. That's my Metroid Prime series. Absolutely love those games. So that's probably my most anticipated game on the Nintendo Switch. I think it's going to be on both. I think it's going to be on the Nintendo Switch 1 and the Nintendo Switch 2. Obviously looking better, running better on the Nintendo Switch 2. But yeah, love the Metroid Prime games. All three of them.
Can't wait for Metroid.
Yeah, I hope they remade Metroid Prime 1. I hope they do all the other Metroid Prime games. Just give me a pack of Prime games. Oh, and I hope I've got so many Nintendo Switch games I need to plug into my Nintendo Switch 2 to get them downloaded and ready to go. All right, back to Death Stranding. Let's go ahead and accept both of these. So we're gonna pick up some chiral crystals and get our interface material back. So let's take both of them. We're gonna select multiple.
Mama's added a watchtower schematic to your PCC. If you don't have it on you, consider fabricating one. You never know when you'll need to recon an area.
But if you're at all interested, probably around 6 p.m. I'm out of California, so 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I should get my Nintendo Switch 2 version of Cyberpunk. I'll be streaming Cyberpunk 2077 tomorrow. No spoilers. There'll be spoilers in that game, just like there is from this one. So if you don't want spoilers, don't come over. But I'll be streaming Cyberpunk as well as Death Stranding pretty much all day tomorrow. Got too much time on my hands to play games. Alright. Why did I offload? No, I don't want to offload. I want everything. Did I offload stuff? Why did I offload? Private locker. Let's take EX grenade number 0. Carried on back, attached to suit, on boot clip, equipped, not carried. Okay, I need all of these. No idea why I did that. No. Dum, dum, dum. Okay, auto arrange. Did that. Okay, now I've picked up everything. Okay. I dropped everything, thought I picked it up, didn't, then picked it up. Yeah, all these gadgets. If you're a fan of Metal Gear Solid, like just all his little gadgets that Hideo Kojima does, just it's so much fun to mess around with his stuff. I can't wait for Death Stranding 2. Look at all the little gadgets that Hideo Kojima comes up with.
Crystals appear gold to the naked eye and are frequently found in formations resembling human handprints. Surrounding rocks and debris.
It's like the cardboard box for Solid Snake. Like just
and they are most commonly found
redefines the way that we play games.
Got all that? Rain, floating rocks, golden handprints. That's
I mean, Metal Gear Solid started the whole stealth genre. Or at least perfected it.
Then perhaps you already know where to look.
Help the gaming industry look at it a different way.
I flip from nights to days, so when I'm on nights I bring either my laptop, Switch or Lenovo, go here and game when I can. Running through Doom.
Running through
like halfway through 10 games.
Doom, Dark Ages, Mario Kart, Marvel Rivals. I haven't played enough Marvel Rivals. I know it's a free-to-play game. I'm more of a DC fan. Nothing against Marvel, I'm just more of a DC fan. So if it was like DC Rivals, I'd probably be all over that. I'm a huge Harley Quinn fan. Street Fighter, yeah, I've been playing a lot of Street Fighter 6. I know that they had, is it Elise? Is that her name? She's like the capoeira fighter in Street Fighter 6. Yeah, I've enjoyed Street Fighter. I've been playing a lot of excuse me. I've been playing a lot of Tekken recently as well. But good choices. Elena, thank you.
Beginning scan.
I messed up. Elena was Street Fighter 3, right? Is that where she debuted? Was Street Fighter 3? I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Pretty sure Elena was Street Fighter 3. Like, the animation in that game was... The animation in Street Fighter 3 feels to me, at least the memory of it, what Guilty Gear Strive is today. I don't know if you've played Guilty Gear Strive, but the animations in that, it's 3D models, but it looks like cel-shaded animation. And Elena, for me, was like some of the best animated, was one of the better animated characters in Street Fighter 3. And I called her Elise. I'm a casual Street Fighter.
But be careful.
You know what?
These guys are armed.
Speaking of Street Fighter, I had an artist. I'm a Lara Croft fan. I got a statue of her right here. I'm a Lara Croft fan, and I went to a comic convention.
I like it. That new Marvel Tokon Fighters they announced looks crazy. They need to make a new Injustice.
Those are the strive. Like, yeah, I would love NetherRealms to make Injustice 3. Obviously, I feel like NetherRealm Studios with Mortal Kombat, they've started to become the better story in a fighting game. But Guilty Gear Strive's story is pretty darn good too. But yeah, I'm looking at again, it's a Marvel game. Nothing against Marvel, more of a DC. I wish it was a DC game that they were making, because they could definitely use some more. But I was speaking of Street Fighter. I went to a comic convention. I'm going to see if I can find this art that I had this guy do. Probably not going to have the greatest of lighting in here, but I have these art posters that I had him draw of Lara Croft as a Street Fighter character. So when I went to comic conventions, I think this was back in 2000, think I have these dated.
Absolutely. MK story mode beats all other fighting game story mode by far.
So I had this. Oh god, this art, this lighting is absolutely horrific. I guess that's okay. Right about there, it might be better. So I went to the comic convention, and the artist's name is Long Vo. He did art for Street Fighter, and I was like, you know what? What if Lara Croft was a Street Fighter character? What would she look like? And he did that one for me. But I did a couple of artists there at the convention. I was like, you know what?
Badass.
If I had a couple of artists do it. I was like, hey, just imagine this was another artist that does Street Fighter art. So I asked him, like, can you do Lara Croft as if she was a Street Fighter character? I was just doing it to a bunch of artists. This is where I got all the actors and actresses from the Halo game. Like I got, oh no. Yeah, I did. Plus I got the red versus blue guys to sign that. I don't know why that one's in there. Now I'm doing show and tell. That was the voice of Master Chief and the voice of Cortana. I got that signed. I think that might be the only Street Fighter ones I got. Yep. Yeah, those are the only two. So if Lara Croft was in a Street Fighter game, which, why hasn't Lara Croft had more crossovers? Like, she's in Death by Daylight, she's in Fortnite, she's in some other games. I just wish she was in a fighting game. I think she's even in Smash Brothers. Which, wait for Smash Brothers to come out on the Nintendo Switch 2. I haven't been a big Smash player, but I probably need to be. I miss out on a lot of games. Too many games, not enough time. Since you're a Street Fighter fan, have you ever heard of Street Fighter the Miniatures game? I don't know if that's good lighting. These are what the miniatures look like. They're fully painted miniatures for Street Fighter. I have 32 of these miniatures that you put on this board and fight. They each come with their own deck of 40 cards. Like, I have...
I almost did funding for that because I wanted the figures. Lol.
Yeah, like, the figures are pretty darn good. The game is average, but the production value of this board game was off the chain. It was amazing. Yeah, it was very well done. The miniatures, if you ever want me to do show and tell on that, I probably would. I like to share. I appreciate you taking the time to, like, chat. I like chatting with individuals that have similar tastes.
Go sideways. Be ready to fight.
I'll show and tell like nobody's business. I need to get this room all situated, and I'll have all this stuff in the background, and I've got a lot of house projects going on. I'll eventually get to the hobby rooms. Right now it's bathroom remodels. Wait, am I on a theft mission or a delivery mission? Okay, I have PCCs. Excuse me. Yeah, that Street Fighter Miniatures game was an Angry Joe show, Joe Vargas. And the Jasco was the publisher. I think they did a pretty good job. They could have done better. Everything could be done better, but
Bruh, tell me about it. I'm trying to redo my deck and bathroom, but I'm gonna have to deal with this damn foundation problem I got.
Foundation? Ew, like... So I've remodeled one bathroom. I'm remodeling my second of 3. I've built a deck. It's not that big. It's probably, I don't know, maybe a 20 by 10 foot deck, just right out my front door. I've done a lot of landscaping around my house. Built a pergola, re-roofed my house. The California prices are way too expensive, so I've just had to learn to do it on my own. California prices, like, ugh. Like, I was quoted 30 grand to re-roof my house, and I was like, no, and I spent 4 grand on the material, learned to re-roof it myself. Yeah, just lots of YouTube, lots of time, lots of questions. But yeah, I need to gut this entire room, not necessarily down to the studs. I gutted my bathrooms down to the studs. But this one, I just want to build some, like, custom storage in here. Get everything on display. Like, this thing back here was our old entertainment center that we used to have in our family room. But I made a big, like, floor to ceiling, wrap around the corner, full wall entertainment, hung the TV on the wall. And this used to hold our TV downstairs. Like, the TV used to go here. But this was like IKEA. This is all IKEA in the back. But now it's good storage stuff for my toys, my collectibles. Oh, I'm getting so distracted over here.
Remember, Sam, before you approach the mule drop site, we recommend you use a watchtower to confirm the location of the post box containing our cargo.
Alright, so PCC. Turn it into, what is it, press and hold, nope. Hold here. Nope. 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 I'm doing things wrong here. Okay, so that's that. Select the watchtower. Quit, there it is. Alright, so it's not gonna fit there. Find a good spot for it. It's probably gonna be down here. What? This watchtower won't go here? There we go. Oh, there's the spot. Can you imagine if we lived in a day and age where... Okay, we do live in a day and age where 3D printing is a thing. If we made it to this style of 3D printing...
Construction complete.
I could totally see that being a thing. Whoever thought we were going to be 3D printing stuff 10, 15 years ago? I just can't get enough of the way Hideo Kojima presents gadgets. Ever since Metal Gears, it's like, what new gadget is he going to come up with for players to interact with? Alright, we need to get our only weapon that we have right now ready.
Sites are rarely deserted, so remaining undetected is key. Keep a low profile and move slowly to minimize noise.
Now if there's a ping that comes my way, and I think if I time it just right, I can, like, zeroize or cancel their return, and they won't get a position on me. Alright, I don't think I want to take... Gotta watch our weight. Alright, let's go ahead and organize our cargo here. I think that's a guy sitting on that container. Got one over there, one over there. I think there's only 3. Slowly make our way down to this guy.
Kinda funny.
Do I watch Kinda Funny? It doesn't it doesn't sound familiar. I like stand-up comedy. I've watched a guy named Goofy, maybe it's Goofy. I forget his name. Kinda Funny. I don't think I do, but I may have come across it. Kinda Funny. Go. Tell me what this is. Kinda Entertainment company. Kinda Funny is an online entertainment company that produces videos and podcasts on video game culture, film, television, and comics. God, I feel like wait, I know this guy. Was he an IGN presenter? I do know this guy.
It's
I know
Game Channel.
Greg Miller.
You've
Yes.
probably seen him before.
Yeah, I've seen the guy.
Kinda Funny games daily on YouTube every day.
I will go to YouTube and add. Thank you. This guy.
Yes,
I've been watching a lot of this guy.
IGN.
I've been watching a lot of this guy. I don't know if you can hear the audio. Have you ever heard this guy? Morgan J. He walks around the audience with this auto-tune. Yeah, with the guy with the auto-tune, so you know what I'm talking about. I've been watching a bunch of his stuff. It's so funny. Alright, so... Kinda Funny. Let's add that. You know, I think people should get commission for recommending people to go to channels. Like, let's say that you had a YouTube channel. You obviously have a YouTube account because you're, I guess, posting it. You have to have a YouTube account to make comments, I think. I don't know. But let's say that you recommended me to a channel. I could put your name in as a recommendation, and if you are the person recommending a bunch of people to come to a channel to subscribe, like, you should get, I don't know, call it YouTube points, call it something. Like, you are the advertising entity that gets more people to come, so you should get a commission, a kickback, something. Like, they're making a lot of money with traffic that comes through, and if you've been the person that brings traffic to somebody's channel, I normally do that with, if I interact with channels, like on Twitch or YouTube, and like they go, how'd you find the channel? I'm like, well, this person told me like all the whys, which I like the name, by the way. All the whys sent me over here. Kind of funny. All right, subscribed to Kind of Funny. Thank you. I need a new channel. I need a new channel to peruse through and entertain me. Good. Yeah, I need new stuff to spend my time watching. All right, we got this, got that. All that's done. We took this guy down. We don't need his material. We do need the stuff out of here, though. I think it's going to alert them to my location, though. All right, so we need that, the one with the star on it. I don't think I can take all this weight, though. I'll come back for this stuff. Carry it on back. All right, this stuff's inside the box. Actually, let's take the materials. Hope this isn't too much weight. All right, that's enough. Let's carry on back. That's going to take me to 110, so that's fine. That's plenty. All right, we've got the chiral printer. We don't need all of that stuff. We can make our way back. We'll come back here and explore later. Yeah, I'm surprised with my love of video games that YouTube hasn't recommended the channel to me yet. The YouTube algorithm, I don't think, is the problem. It might just be what I've been scrolling through lately. And most of it's been comedy. I've been really enjoying some of the stand-up comedy that I've come across. Kill Tony, I'm all over Kill Tony. God, I love Kill Tony. So I think it's been primarily pushing some video game stuff, but mostly it's been throwing stand-up comedian stuff to me, which I like, but I need some good video game stuff too, so I do appreciate the recommendation. All right, making our way back.
From Austin. Tickets are always sold out for Kill Tony.
Oh, you're in Austin? You know, I don't think I'd do very well on Kill Tony, but I'd go there with some material. I'd prepare. If I knew I was going to put my name in the hat to be pulled from a bucket, to go on to Kill Tony, to be able to have a chance to just be roasted by those guys. And I think the biggest thing, the most important thing I feel, is to embrace their roast of you. Well, second most important. The most important part is to kill it. Like when you get up there, have good material and make the audience laugh. There was one Kill Tony guy, I forget what his name is, but he just walked up there and he looked like, I don't know what to describe him as. I don't want to say Carrot Top, but he had a fro. He was just the goofiest looking guy. He was silent for his first time up there, and he made more people laugh than anyone, at least from what I've seen. Most people laugh without having said a single word. And it was so, he could have made his entire bit, his entire career. He could have just been a silent comedian. And then just made weird gestures, maybe sat down on the stage, picked at his fingernails. He could have just been a silent comedian. But his second time up, he started to talk, and you could see it to start to fall apart. And even, Tony said this, your thing is to stay quiet, because you already look goofy. And it was just I was cracking up too. I was like, I don't know why I'm laughing at a guy that is silent, but just looking at the guy. and some of his mannerisms and his gestures, and like I would love to be able to have something like that. It's usually people that are like off the chain that make it make it the best. Like loud, lots of stage presence. Obviously, material is important, but obviously it goes to show that you don't have to have material to go on Kill Tony and make it. And it's awesome that you're from Austin. Knowing how much I love that show, like I can lay in bed, fall asleep to just Kill Tony. Bill Burr, I've been listening a lot to Bill Burr. Bill Burr to me is like there's no replacement for George Carlin, but since George Carlin isn't with us anymore, like I feel Bill Burr is the next person that would be close to George Carlin's type. But George Carlin really talked about a lot of political stuff in a hilarious way. So, yeah, like lucky you. You don't happen to be a comedian too, are you? You don't do any stand-up comedy yourself? You ever tried? God, yeah, getting tickets to Kill Tony, that'd be awesome. Lucy Darling. I'd like to go to Lucy Darling stuff too. She's a funny magician.
Bill Burr's great. I like Tom Segura a lot.
Oh God, Tom Segura's stuff is hilarious. Like his skits. You've probably watched the gym one, right? Tell me you've seen the skit with the gym membership or.
I'm a funny dude, but not a comedian. I think I could kill a minute though. LOL.
Have you seen the gym one for Segura's? Just say yes, and I'll know that you understand what I'm talking about, or at least what I'm mentioning. Like, have you seen the gym skit from Segura?
Tom Segura show on Netflix is redonk.
Like just the image of that gym, the shots that he took. Oh, that is, yeah. Segura is, oh wow, like his stuff. Really, yeah. I only found Segura over the last 30 days because I went home to Oklahoma and my brother showed it to me, and it was the greatest shit I've seen. Like, wow. I've never laughed as much as I've laughed watching that stuff. Like, his skits are really good, but his stand-up comedy. I knew what to expect from his Netflix stuff after seeing his stand-up. So, in his early stand-up, when he was a heavier guy, too. Yeah. Wow. Oh, that's good stuff. Good memories watching that. We watched all of his Netflix stuff. We just binged it. Well, not back to back, but every day I'd go over to my brother's house and we'd watch one of his specials. Segura. God damn. So you think you could kill it for a minute, huh? Probably better than I would do. I'd have to prepare. I would be a little too scripted, I think, in the beginning, but just to take the chance, just to get up there. Like, so when he asked the question, like, how long have you been doing this stand-up? This is my first. Yeah, it's my first.
Addicts chasing a cargo high.
That would be sufficient. But there's that one guy, I forget all their names, shame on me, the bearded guy that walks up there, he's got his jokes on a note card or something on a piece of paper that he's probably just come up with before he's shown up there, and he's a regular, but you probably know the names. But like, you don't have to go up there with any particular style, just your style. You don't have to be too over the top. Like, I remember this one comedian that got up, he got his name pulled, and he came in there with a hat, and on top of the hat, he was wearing a do-rag with like these, like, but he was just acting absolutely, I think it was a character, I don't know. Like, he was a rapper, he made spaghetti at his house, and he sold it for like $10 a set, and he was trying to explain to Tony like how he was being profitable by that, but he's like, selling spaghetti from my house. It's a hell of a lot better than selling cocaine or something like that. So it's like, I guess, yeah, that's kind of right. He's selling something better than illegal. He's a he's a sketty dealer. Oh, it was good. It was good. I would have to watch so much more stand-up comedy than I think I have time on this planet for, and that's a sad thing.
They're bullshit at all.
It's good stuff.
Back in the day, AI did everything.
Good stuff.
Deliveries were handled by unmanned vehicles and drones. And all we had to do was sit back and let them work. It was revolutionary. Damn near singularity. No reason for it not to take off. But it didn't. People didn't like it when we took the human element out of the service industry. So, after some consideration, we put it back in. Made jobs no one really needed and gave them to folks who couldn't live without them. And from there, it snowballed. Now we got cults of cargo-chasing crazies who get off on hijacking shipments. Jackal's always on the lookout for the next porter. Make sure you're not him.
Beginning scan. Scanning Bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Too close.
Time to get that chiral printer in working order. Sorry to put you through so much trouble, but trust me, it'll be worth it. Excellent. The unit doesn't have a scratch on it. Never doubted you'd come through for us.
Sam, how are your shoes holding up? Not too well, I imagine, conditions being what they are out there. Nothing ruins your day like shoes falling apart while you're on the job. Carry on like that, and it's only a matter of time before you injure yourself. I've arranged for boots to be added to your supplies. Bridges standard issue, so they ought to fit you fine. You should always carry an extra pair. But if you forget or run into trouble, you can fabricate another via a terminal at one of our many facilities.
Necrosis and the Ancient Egyptian View of Life and Death. 2 years ago, distribution center west of Capital Knot City, and the Chiral Network 1. Lots of lore, lots of stuff to read.
Good work, Sam. It seems your connection level is increasing. As your connection level increases, larger quantities of resources will be made available to you at our facilities.
See you around.
Congratulations, Sam. I understand you now have access to a chiral printer. An extraordinarily useful device that can only function because of the manner in which our network utilizes the beach, enabling us to transfer massive volumes of data instantaneously. Since under normal circumstances, such transfers would take hours, if not days, some have speculated that the chiral network might, in essence, be a time machine. that it is transmitting data into the past. Suffice it to say, we have yet to fully grasp the fundamental nature of the network and the beach which we have come to rely upon. One might liken our relationship with it to that of primitive mans with fire. Is it useful? Quite. Is it dangerous? Undeniably so. Nevertheless, we have decided that the reward outweighs the risk. Furthermore, as the BTs are linked to the beach, it stands to reason that further study and experimentation could be of considerable benefit. The same could be said regarding you, of course. Rest assured, I will keep you apprised of what I learn. You have my word.
Good work.
Alright, let's recycle some stuff. So we can look at the fabrication. We got that one. Oh, I can't recycle? Oh, chiral crystal. Wait. Recycle cargo to produce. Oh, wait. I need to. I gotta do the chiral crystal thing first. Darn it. Darn it.
Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Still got work to do, Sam. Let's not keep people waiting.
Yeah, the chiral crystal one's next. I need to make a generator. I think that'll come after this chiral crystal collection.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Got resins, metals. I think I see a hand right there in the middle of the screen.
Sam, chiral crystals are pretty small and can be difficult to spot with the naked eye. I'd advise you to use the motion deck to point you in the right direction. If you want to survey a wider area, though, you might consider building a watchtower and relying on its sensors.
Yeah, the watchtower is sort of the way to go. Alright, how are our shoes doing? Attached, equipped. Alright, boots are pretty much shot. But we're gonna take them all the way down to their soles.
Almost there. There we go.
Alright, let's complete this one. And I think this will give me the ability to make a generator, and then we can... We do need to go to the wind farm up there.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges.
Sam, chiral crystal deliveries are a little different from usual. The process is pretty simple, though. Access the delivery terminal to drop off any chiral crystals you're carrying.
Should be able to recycle, though. Wow.
Got some chiral crystals for us? These crystals only form in places with elevated chiralium levels, which makes me wonder if expanding the network had something to do with it. Damn, son.
Damn, son.
Maintenance and R&D will both get their fill, looks like.
Repair spray, chiral symmetry, and chiralium. We can now build a bridge. Claim materials.
Excess chiral crystals can be deposited at any facility. They'll be added to the stores held on site. These local stores include materials that you can draw upon to fabricate equipment as needed.
You have achieved delivery volume grade 10. You can now carry more cargo. Yeah.
Oh, before I forget. This is for you.
Is it a bike?
That's container repair spray for patching up cargo containers. Good for dealing with timefall degradation and all that. Useful stuff if you and your cargo have been through the ringer. We've added it to your supplies list, so it's readily available if and when you need it.
I will take the cargo spray. Auto arrange, yes, yes. Oh, I'm super heavy though.
BC.
There is a correlation between elevated chiralium levels and increased crystal formation. This may well be the result of the network's expansion. You needn't worry though. Local chiral density is still within an acceptable range. If you find any more, be sure to collect it. You'll be well rewarded.
If you come into more chiral crystals, you can submit them at one of our facilities. And you can deposit other resources too, along with any items you don't need. Everything has its value. What we don't use as is can be broken down into components for R&D and other applications.
Okay, so I should be able to deposit my... Okay, good. Now I can deposit resins, metals. Let's see... Boots are about to be shot. I think they should be okay. Alright, good. This distribution center, so I just need the 800. Adds another 30 kilograms, which I cannot take. 0 kilograms, construct a bridge. So we'll do that one since I can afford the kilogram, and we'll deposit that. And then oh wait, crap. Alright, give me a second. I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be right back. All right, we are back. All right, so they said they're going to give me... It says this order involves a heavy cargo load. Completing it on foot may prove difficult, except regardless. But it didn't say it was adding any kilograms. What did they give me? Metal? I already had the metals, I thought. So they gave me 400 metals, which means I don't need this metal. Darn it. I didn't know they were going to give me the actual material I needed.
Thank you for your contribution. Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
Okay, Sam. Make your way to the designated construction area for the bridge. The foundation should already be in place. With your help, we'll have the thing finished in no time. There should be a terminal nearby. Access it to submit additional materials.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
I don't really have a lot of weapons.
Sam, looks like you found the site. There should be a terminal nearby. Access it to submit additional materials.
Alright, let's complete the structure. Needs 400 more to do. Printing a bridge over water. That is such a beautiful bridge, and I built it all by myself.
Bravo, Sam. That bridge should make life easier for a lot of people. You can be sure that every traveler and porter who passes that way will put it to good use. Keep an eye out for other spots that could do with another well-placed bridge.
Alright, let's go get another mission.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will decontaminating suit. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Alright, let's see. Power supply unit delivery. Let's go to the wind farm. The wind farm is going to be a hard one. Cargo discovered in the ruined factory. Shay, what now?
Did you see the ridge to the east of the distro center? Well, up top is an old decommissioned factory. Abandoned, we thought, until we spotted mules making themselves at home among the ruins. We need to know what they're up to, but getting inside won't be easy. Fortunately, a few days ago, we observed them taking cargo out of the facility and prepping it for transport. If we can secure that cargo for analysis, we might gain some insight into their plans. And that's where you come in. The cargo is situated near the factory entrance. All you have to do is grab it and bring it back to the distro center. As always, stealth would be our preferred approach, but you'd best be ready to fight if they catch you. Make sure you're well prepared before you head out.
Alright, so some of the things that I like to do for the video games I've been playing is I'm keeping an Excel database for all the things I want to kind of keep an eye out for the new Cyberpunk, or not Cyberpunk, but Death Stranding 2. right now I've written down 3D map, weapons, mules, things like that were in Death Stranding 1 to see if they actually, and I just dropped my $79 controller on the ground, and the power plug popped out, which is probably going to make the power plug port weaker. Dropped my controllers so many times. Surprised they still work. They better work. I mean, obviously, being $80. But... All right, so let's see here. Listen to this briefing.
Now, you've done a fine job expanding the Cairo network. But to make the most of it, we'll need to generate more power. We'll have to make a few hops before we can link up the closest city, too. Once this wind farm is part of the Cairo network, we'll be able to route the energy it generates through the beach. Unlike traditional transmission methods, nothing is lost.
Alright, so let's take both of those. Did I not take any orders? Alright, let's, I don't think I need any of that. Let's, how many of these do I have? Total, I have is 5 I owned.
We're issuing you a maser gun. This close-range, non-lethal weapon incapacitates hostiles with a powerful electrical burst. Bear in mind that it requires battery power to function. You should visit the firing range to familiarize yourself with it. Use the terminal to head to the range whenever you like.
Miser gun.
Order assigned. Beginning scan. Have a pleasant journey.
So, miser gun. I forget how I select weapons. How the heck do I select weapons?
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Alright, so I have a miser gun on me, question mark, but I don't know how to select it. Oh, there it is. A gun that unleashes a powerful electrical charge, renders human targets unconscious, and temporarily immobilizes vehicles. Hold to continuously administer a charge until the target is neutralized. The miser gun is effective over a wide area if discharged near water. Aim, fire, non-lethal. I think this is one of the new weapons. Alright, let's get up and deliver this to the wind farm. I'll be going up that direction at the end. Benjamin Hancock has sent me mail. You've got mail. I need a snack.
Keep it up. Keep it up.
I need a snack. Alright, that being said, I'm just going to sit down right here. And in the real world, I'm going to go get some snacks. I'll be right back.
No one's home. No one's home. Alright, wake up, Sam. It's time to get back at it. Yep, that's enough sitting around doing nothing.
Steady incline. Now, I don't think I brought any grenades with me. Yeah, I didn't. When I come back down, probably grab that one if it's still there.
Two wheels up.
Alright, let's drop some stuff off here. Let's get container. That's a measure. I don't need the resin or the bridge boots. Oh wait. Don't need those, don't need those, don't need that. Lost cargo needs to go to at the way station, distribution center. So I'll pull this one so I can deliver it. I don't need those. I don't need the climbing anchor. I don't need the ladders. I'll keep the PCC. Don't need the ladder. Don't need the ladder. I'll keep the PCC. Don't need the miser gun. Don't need the mule boots. These boots, however, are still okay. Wait. Damage is 76%. I think they'll make it there and back. I think. I'll keep one pair of boots with me as well. Alright, let's go ahead and... Why does it say I'm offloading it? Shouldn't that all be going inside the locker? No, wait, whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on a second. All of this stuff was supposed to go into the locker. Okay, let's try this again. Okay, so I'm gonna go into the private locker, place items into. Okay, so PCC, keep that. Retainer spit, climbing anchor, miser gun, mule boots, ladder, container spray, ladder, container spray. We'll keep that one. Keep the PCC, keep the bridge boots. Okay. So I do this. Oh. There it is. Prison pipe. Why didn't I have that option before? Weird. Alright, I'm lighter, more mobile, faster. Should be able to run from these BTs when they start chasing me. Until I get the exoskeleton, I don't need all that extra weight. I don't know if I'm going to be able to get through this entire area without encountering some. I think this is like one of those mandatory encounters I'm supposed to have. Baby. See if I can cut over this way. No! Darn it. As long as it doesn't completely damage it. I think last time I fell and fully damaged the thing I was trying to deliver.
Beginning scan.
Ugh.
Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID.
Breathe easy, Sam. You're clear of BG territory. The Death Stranding's to blame for all of this. The gazers, the fall of America, everything. It warped the world beyond recognition. Humanity had to scramble like rats fleeing a sinking ship. But there's nowhere else to go. There's no future living like this. If we're to survive, we need to find another way. A way to overcome the BTs, the Death Stranding, the whole damn mess.
Alright. There's some way I can soothe. I think I'm covering up the display there. Give me a quick second. Alright, I'm going to put the screen around this area so that when I'm doing this... Alright, I can check on BB. There it is. Hold this. Push down. Check on BB. Soothe BB. There we go. And I can shake the controller on... Might be too much, but... It's not going to be the best of deliveries. I think I failed quite a bit.
Delivering cargo.
Thank you. With this unit, we should be able to power the distro center via the chiral network. Other places too, if it works. Here's hoping the UCA can put our electricity to good use. Mind if I have a look? Great. Everything's in order. I appreciate it. All we need now is a connection to the chiral network. Go for it.
Network bandwidth is a limited resource, and every structure you build consumes it. However, as you increase your connection level, the bandwidth available to you will increase as well.
Humanity's biggest problem? Logistics. Chiral contamination one, and the discovery of beaches and the concept of death. Yay, generators. New options have been added to delivery terminals. Take on orders, standard orders, make delivery, delivery requested supplies, Entrust cargo and a garage.
About time we did our part. Thanks again. You know, I heard the rest of your team was wiped out. Makes what you're doing all the more incredible. You're a one-man expedition. I hope Amelie's doing as well as you. Wonder if she made it to Edgenot City yet. It was her that put us in charge of the wind farm. I was with the group bringing up the rear while Amelie led the way. I've never met her in person, but it was an honor to travel with her all the same. When you see her, feel free to tell her I said so, huh?
Sam, got a moment? I ran an experiment with your blood. It seems you were onto something. After dispersing an aerosolized sample of your blood in BT territory, we observed reduced activity. While this is hardly definitive as we have no other repatriates to whom we can turn for additional testing, it does suggest that the bodily fluids of repatriates are repellent to BTs. Mama had the idea of developing a weapon to test this theory. The prototype should be ready soon, and when it is, we'd like you to test it.
Sam, this is the perfect opportunity. We've almost got the whole region on the chiral network. All that's left is Port Knot City. Return to Capital Knot City so you can pick up relief supplies for Port Knot. By the time you arrive, we can give you the completed prototype in person. One other thing. It's not very often porters get out to that wind farm. While you're there, you should pick up any outstanding orders. No sense coming all the way back here empty-handed if there's work to be done. Have a look at that delivery terminal.
Delivery terminal will be checked. Accessing delivery terminal.
Congrats, Sam. You're cleared to take on open orders. While they're not as high priority as the ones specifically assigned to you, if you're already heading a certain way and you have room to spare, it couldn't hurt to do a little more, right? Just because they're not mission critical doesn't mean they're not important to someone. So why not do a good deed or two?
That's a request for material transport. By helping a facility replenish its stores, you'll gain access to a greater share of the materials on site. Give, and you shall receive.
All right.
Hey, great work. That wind farm you've brought into the network is essential for our continued expansion. By way of reward, I've added a little something to your PCC. A generator option. Generators recharge the batteries of all nearby devices. That includes machines, bikes, and other battery-powered vehicles.
And I think the miser gun too, right? Doesn't look like too bad of a load.
Order assigned.
Sam, you're ready to arrive?
Weapons restrictions lifted.
Yeah, this is nice.
About time to replace those boots. Actually, we should probably replace them right now.
Sam, I see you've decided to take on several orders at once. If you're not sure how you want to handle them, open your itinerary via your cufflinks. There you can sort your active orders by distance from your current position. Should help you plan an efficient route.
There we go.
So we're gonna want to get all the crystals we can, whether or not we pick up all the extra cargo. That's another idea altogether.
There we go.
Hope I can get up this way. Doing good, Sam. Keep it up. Ready for Capital Knot City. Alright, let's go ahead and organize this cargo. Alright, this one can go to the distribution center. Let's go ahead and pick that one up. I'll have to come back up here and grab that stuff I left in there. Bring the bike. Come and grab that right there. Getting close to my limit. Be careful. Go ahead and make our way down. Bring up the speed. Coming, coming, coming. Oh yeah. So yeah, the procedural generated music that's going to be in Death Stranding 2, that's going to be an interesting little test for the industry. Did I rest there? Now I think the heart right there is the Ludens fan. And if I go up that way, I believe that is the talk show host, Conan O'Brien. And then he gives you a pack or something that you can use to cover up your gear so it doesn't get affected by the time fall. Let's see what we have here to deliver first.
Beginning scan. Scanning.
All right, we got a couple things here.
Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you. Decontaminating suit. Footwear condition poor. Replacement is advised.
All right, let's recycle.
By handing over excess materials to a facility, you can increase the amount stored on site. Now, these materials can then be used later for equipment fabrication and so forth. Just remember that each facility has separate stores and that the amount on hand differs from site to site. Don't get carried away.
All right. Let's myself a quick second here. Why is this destroyed? Am I in the recycle menu? Yeah, I am. Alright, so we get rid of that. Get rid of those boots. Nope, not doing that. Metals. Alright, let's go to private room firing range. Alright, we're gonna go to the firing range just so we can get that marker off. Now this was the director's cut extras. And I just found out that they're going to launch the Cyberpunk 2077 Update 2.3 on the same day that they're launching Death Stranding 2 on the 26th of June. But the red stream should come up before that so I can see exactly what they're bringing to the table. Alright, drills, miser guns, strand. Alright, so we got rid of those markers. Let's go ahead and leave the firing range. Kind of focus on kind of pushing the narrative forward so that we can end the stream. Alright, let's move over here. Get some deliveries.
Good work, Sam. I see you brought in some lost cargo. Feel free to submit it here for processing. If you come across any more while out on a run and don't think you can carry it to its destination, you can always put it in storage. It'll be safe and secure until another porter comes along to finish the job. Even if it has to pass through a dozen more hands before it arrives, you can rest easy knowing you did your part.
I did my part.
Back, are you? Delivery's in damn fine shape. See you around.
Good work. New order available. Please access delivery.
Trusting in storing lost cargo. If lost cargo is taken to a facility other than its intended destination, the following options can be selected. Entrust store. Submit the cargo to the facility, entrust its delivery to another player, and return its contents to its original owner. Don't do anything. Do not submit the cargo, keeping it in your person in order to deliver it yourself. Okay, so this one was going to Capital, not Waystation. Waystation, Luden's fan. Alright, so these I don't want to drop off. Alright. Should have a PCC. Should be able to power the motorcycle. Or the bike.
Beginning scan. Footwear condition critical. Please replace.
Darn it. Actually not wearing any shoes. Cargo. Let's go. Boots. There we go. Walking around with no boots on. No wonder I was walking funny.
Hey, Sam. You could probably get that bike running again if you charged it with a generator. Why not give it a try?
Okay. How many PCCs do I have? Okay, it's not bad. Alright, let's get the Ludens fan. It's always good to have a PCC on you, just in case you need to charge anything. Actually, I wanted to pick this stuff up, not get off the bike. Come on, get up there, Sam.
Beginning scan. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
Oh, Luden's fan, I think, is actually
Delivering cargo.
Jeffrey or Joffrey.
You the delivery dude? Oh, that's a relief. I've just about given up on you. I don't know how you do it. I really don't. Respect, man. Seriously? Respect. About time I hopped on the whole chiral network bandwagon, am I right?
I'm surprised
Joined the
Jeff
UCA
Keighley
and all
didn't
that. You can help me do that, yeah?
put his voice on. Maybe he just wasn't available. I think if I max out with this particular guy, then I'll get that extra gear to wrap up. See, that's Jeff Keighley.
Oh, thank you, Sam. Hey, take care out there. Hate for this to be the last time we meet, you know? So, I'm gonna need a moment to look over what you brought me. But I'll hit you back via mail after. Promise. Hey, I'm hoping maybe you can help me out again. Don't want to be weird, but I feel you and I might have like a connection or something.
Good work. New order available.
Alright, deliver samples of microorganisms to Capital Knot. Go back to the wind farm. T-Rex models stolen. Alright, we're going to take all of these. This one involves a heavy cargo load. Okay. I don't know how easy this is going to be. It's going to be a slow walk. I just need to get to the bike. If I can make it to the bike without falling down and destroying everything.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
I don't know, can I make... Alright, if I have a rope, that would be the best. I don't think I do. I feel like I'm gonna fall on this one. I might make it. I feel like that should be a trip, an easy fall. Just need to make it to the bike. The bike can pretty much, I think, carry any weight. Like, he should be breaking ankles and twisting kneecaps, or twisting his knee. He's got to be in so much pain. Like, let me pick this one up. Like, what's another bit of cargo gonna matter? Unless coming down here forces me to fall. Alright, so this first, let's look back at our cargo here. Alright, so lost medical supplies are going to Capital Knot City. That's the way station. Capital Knot. Going to the way station. Wind farm. Capital Knot. Distribution center, that one's going back. Alright, so we'll go up to the way station, which should be over here. Okay, way station. Where am I? I'm at Luden's Fan. Yeah, it's about the same distance, so we're going to be going through bad guy territory. Actually, I haven't messed around on the ridge line there before. This is at the way station. make a bridge here. Alright, we're gonna have to offload some stuff just so that I can use my gear. Let's take off the bigger ones. Let's offload. Now we should be able to take the PCC and make a bridge. Ah, crap. Alright, so we're gonna do this. Because I have my bike right there. Gosh darn it. Gosh darn it. Like, I'm not going to be able to get it because I think I put my bike in the way. Oh, that's such a bummer. Guess I'm going to have to do it over here. Oh well. Just get out of the way of the bike, I guess.
Okay.
I don't think I have enough materials.
Patience is a virtue, I guess.
Alright. Complete the structure. Carry on back. Metals. Guess I can't. Never mind, because I'm not building this bridge right now. Go ahead and pick everything else up.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. All weapons will remain locked until departure. Cargo verified. Thank you.
We are going to make it.
I'm so glad you're here. You always take such good care of our cargo.
Secrete oxytocin. Oh, this is a new interview. Rose pink.
All right then. Thanks for everything.
Good work. New order available.
Alright, cargo. Let's go ahead and auto arrange that. We're at 142 of 25. Why does it feel like I've still got... I guess it's lost cargo?
Please access delivery terminal for further...
What? Wait, what? Fine, whatever. Okay, so I'm below my max now. Alright, I am going to Capital Knot. Structure repair, meals to the wind farm, which I am going to go to. Okay. I said I was going to make my way all the way to Port Knot City before the stream's over, but I'm getting tired. And I think I'm going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you so much for those that dropped by and said hi. I appreciate all the wise, your time and having a discussion with your hobbies and the things that you like in the video game and in the entertainment industry. Thanks so much for your time. Again, your time is the most valuable resource that you have, so sharing a little bit of it with me here while I'm streaming is very much appreciated. So I will be back tomorrow streaming Death Stranding and Cyberpunk and all things games. So please feel free to come by, join me, join a conversation, start one, ask questions. I'm more than willing to share everything that I have and really just have a conversation about the things that I love doing. So thanks so much, and I'll see you again very, very soon. All right, bye.
Don't know.